Hello, butterflies, and welcome back to season 3, episode 4 of Candid Conversations. I'm your host, Shakira Sims, and I am super elated to take up space with you on this beautiful, beautiful Saturday in spring. I don't know about y'all, but I've been dying waiting for spring to come. This is my favorite time of year, and I'm super elated to talk to you today with our very, very, very special guest, Miss Imòòrè Ayò. She is a Reiki teacher. She is also a ritualist, and she's a retreat host. She's so many other things, but those are the three that we drilled it down to bring you this beautiful, amazing host that we are a special guest, excuse me, that we're going to have joining us today. The topic that we are going to be discovering and talking about and unpacking today is reclaiming the body as home. Now, this is going to be an inspirational, transformational, and educational segment. So sit back, relax, get your notebook if you do not have it out, get your tea or your wine or your liquor. You know, we do not judge here at Candid Conversations, and have an open mind and an open heart ready to receive. Remember, every single episode this season is dedicated to topics that help us become well and whole women. So I'm super excited to chat today. Without further ado, let me bring on our special guest, Miss Imòòrè. Hi,
Hey, butterflies. Hey, Shakira.
how are you today?
I am well, thank you. I'm so excited to be here with y'all.
We are so excited to have you. I'm super, 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 super grateful that you decided to come and, share your knowledge and your energy and your spirit with us. So the butterflies don't know, but I got to meet beautiful Imòòrè at a retreat in February here in the DMV area. And when I saw her in action, I was like, I gotta have her on my show. So I did the brave thing and I was like, hey, I have a show and I want you on it. And I was very timid and very shy. She was like, okay. So here we are. I'm super, super, super excited. So, Imòòrè, before we begin, how about, I know I gave you an introduction, but how about you introduce yourself to the butterflies as well?
Okay, wonderful. My name is Imòòrè Ayò Sewaju Eniyan Balewa, formerly known as Tanae Peters. I am a ritualist, a Reiki master teacher, and a master metaphysician. I call myself the soul space lover. I'm an intuitive healing artist, and so I care about what you care about. And really, that's your ascension, that's your wellness, that's your peace, your wholeness, your beauty, your prosperity, you being aligned with your purpose. That's what I'm here to help navigate and to guide.
I love it. I love it. Now, before we begin, butterflies, let's go ahead right now and let you know where you can find Imòòrè. You can follow her on Instagram and Facebook at Imòòrè Ayò. And then you can also get connected with her via her website, imòòrèayo.com. imòòrèayo.com. Okay? So I'm sharing this information first because per the emails, y'all don't like to wait till the end to get the information. And I don't want y'all to miss out on how to connect with her. Okay. Of course. So let's dive in. Let's get into, today's topic. I'm reclaiming the body as home. A lot of us have been taught to kind of override our bodies, to push through, to ignore, or even to perform. What does it actually look like to you, or in your words, to come back home to yourself?
Ooh, I would say that the first thing for me in coming back home to yourself is to slow down. Stop the performance,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes we, as women, we move on autopilots, okay? We try to move from what we should be doing. We try to move on what society feels like we should be doing. And our only responsibility is to the divine and to the promises that we've made to ourselves. If we are moving so fast that we can't even hear our intuition, we can't hear when our body's telling us that we need rest, that we need to refuel, that we need to recharge, or that we need to step it up and move a little bit faster in certain seasons, right? Then there's a disconnection, right, between our body being home base, our body being the CEO of our life, per se, right? So it returns, I say, like in returning to the small things, returning to the breath, noticing when we have tension in our jaw, noticing when we're tight in our body, our shoulders are all the way up to our ear. How are we anticipating shock? How are we anticipating trauma? How does the trauma that we have already overcome still live in our body by the way that we carry ourselves, our posture, little things like that? So, yeah, I guess that would be how I would identify when we're kind of disconnected from our body.
I love that. I love what you said about like giving the cues, like the actual, like the signs of like what it can look like. Tense, like shoulders, bracing ourselves. I know for me, like in my hip area when I'm standing, it's not my hips, it's my butt. I was trying to be PG, but it is what it is. My butt, I'm clenched.
Mm-hmm.
And
Cheeks all clenched up, tight,
yes,
holding on, bracing for the fall, waiting for the bottom to fall out, right?
literally. And it's so ironic because I don't think I realized that until after the retreat in February. And I think that was because I had done all of this like relaxation and intentionality of like centering myself and feeling my body and like being one with my body and my mind and my spirit, that when I got out of that environment, I saw how unconducive my actual environment was to hold that. And I was like, oh, wait, is my butt clenched? Like, noticing things like, wait, what's happening? No, ma'am, let me breathe. Let me remember. I need to take a minute. So I love that you said, one of the sure signs is like, slow down. Just slow down. You said so much. I also heard you say, like, as women, we spend a lot of time doing what society says we should be doing, instead of like what feels natural to us to do. What is one way that you have, within your own life, done what you feel is natural to do versus what society has told you to do?
I would say, okay, so after high school, I went to beauty school. I went to fashion school first, but I ended up in beauty school, right? And my father came to the beauty school and he was like, I will buy you a Porsche if you go to UW.
What? I'm just kidding.
I didn't do it though. I knew very early on that my path was a little bit untraditional, right? I knew that I had to follow the inner voice that was inside of me. Okay, even though I went to fashion school, it was so expensive. I was already living out on my own. And I remember I came in, it was like third semester, and they were like, this much is due. And if you don't have this, then you're going to have to drop out. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to drop out. So I did. But I'm driving, and it was like something literally pulled my attention over to the beauty school. Like it was like a force of nature just turned my body. And I had never thought about going to beauty school. So I followed that intuition because my body literally pivoted in the direction of my true north at that time. And so I went into the beauty school. I inquired. I ended up starting the very next Tuesday. And from there, I ended up exactly where I wanted to be when it came to the fashion industry. I'm styling behind the scenes, I'm doing video shoots, I'm doing music videos, I'm everywhere. Everybody, whenever I'm on set, everyone thinks I'm the stylist, which is why I wanted to be in fashion school anyway.
Yeah.
But from that obedience to myself, when I started to work on my clients, I could see into their souls. I could hear what was going on with them intuitively. I knew when they were pregnant. I knew when they were going through things in their relationships. I knew when it was time for them to move. And this is what started my soul-led practice.
Yeah.
And so I've always been one of those people that knew that there was a tiny voice, the voice of God per se, or the higher self voice, or the voice of the goddess that wanted to be heard and needed someone that was willing to listen and become a vessel of light, of love, of truth, of peace, right? It would have been easy for me to take the path that my parents chose and that would have been richly rewarding with material rewards.
Yeah.
But there was a spiritual destiny that was mine to claim. And the only way that I could claim that was listening to my intuition and listening to my body.
I love that. First of all, amazing to you, because had you not followed your path, we wouldn't have crossed paths.
We wouldn't be here today.
Yeah. So thank you for me and all of the butterflies.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful and really inspiring, because it can be scary. To It can be scary, but also that scary can come with like an exhale, if you will, once you actually like sit still enough to listen or feel yourself, and like start to be obedient to what you're feeling and what you're hearing and what you're seeing from yourself.
Yes.
So I think that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
We are our own pendulum. We are our first altar, right? So all the answers that we need, all the direction that we need, all the clarity that we're seeking, it comes from the relationship we have with our inner self,
Yes.
with our body.
Yes. You know, here at the Beauty Beyond the Mirror, we have a hashtag, faith loving you. And loving is faith loving is bold, and then the U is like lowercase. But I picked that because growing up, I was always taught, you have faith in God, you have faith in, your beliefs and all these things. Have faith in like your future and just all these things. But I was never taught to have faith in myself, to have faith in like the love that I have for myself. And so I'm such a just love everything. My birthday is on 2/14. Like I'm a summer girl. Like I just love. And one thing that I always would speak to people about is like, I love myself. But then when I actually would think about it, like how I treat myself, because love is an action verb. It's so when I would evaluate the treatment that I gave to myself and or that I allowed other people to give to me, that's where the birth of that hashtag came from. Faith loving you. It's having action, believing in the action that you actually take toward yourself. As years have, the years have gone on, my faith loving me has evolved, right? But to hear you say like, we are our first altar, we are the pendulum, we are, our inner, we have to trust what's within. And that statement alone used to make me really upset. Like when I would even talk to my grandma, she would be like, you have all the answers in you. And I'm like, girl, I don't have no answers in me, girl. I'm coming to you because I need help. And she would always redirect me, girl, go pray. You got them in you. You need to sit still and you need to listen. And I'd be like, girl, I'm about to call my other grandma because you're not helping.
That's not what I want to hear.
You're right.
I was looking for something a little bit more directive.
Right.
Not pray.
But I love that. Tell me, how do we learn the difference between fear, intuition, and trauma responses in the body?
Ooh, that's good. That's good. I feel like fear is loud.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like fear is like crippling, even. I feel like fear is that heart beating so fast, and it's not nervous like tension.
Yeah.
It's crippling, it's stagnating. It's also comes from like the mind, even because fear doesn't even live in our body, really, right? It lives in our mind and then it seeps into our body. So when we start to overthink a thing, right, that already is fear, because once the mind says, oh, this is a bright idea, that second voice is like, oh, here's the doubt. Oh, but how are you going to do this? Oh, but what will they say when you do this? And so then the fear starts to run its story in the mind. And then the body starts to get paralyzed from this story that you're hearing.
Yeah.
And the fear becomes really loud. And when you have fear in your body and in your mind, you really can't hear much of anything else. And then there's like trauma, where your body has a visceral response to
Mhm.
something that has happened to you, or maybe somebody in your family, and it hasn't even happened to you. It might have even been passed down through you. So your booty cheeks is tight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're clenching for the bad news, or you're clenching because you're holding on to what you've built and you don't want to lose it. And so you don't even realize that them tight booty cheeks is a trauma response that either is yours or it's an inherited pattern, right?
Mhm.
And so that's the trauma in our body that we start to feel that we don't even realize is there, right? And then there's intuition. And intuition is almost like breathing, because when it comes in, it's subtle, it's empowering, it is usually pretty expansive or very, very gentle.
Mhm.
But it's what we do after that. Like you were talking about the inspired action.
Mhm.
When the intuition comes in, it comes in like a flower, it comes in like a breath of fresh air, it comes in like a little bit of trickle of rain, it comes in like a wave. And then we can have inspired action, then we move on that,
Mhm.
or the trauma response takes over, or the fear takes over.
Mm.
So
That's
all of us have that intuition, right? It's just, is it a clear channel?
yeah.
Is it blocked by trauma? Is it blocked by fear?
That's so good. I I don't think I've ever heard fear broken down like that before. Um and it's such a clear breakdown though. Like it's easy to digest and understand. Um I heard someone say like, "What's your relationship with fear?" And their response was,
Mhm.
"I don't have a relationship." We don't relate. Like we don't
Go together.
do not go together. And I was like, "Oh, you know what? I like that." And to hear you say like it doesn't live in our body. It starts in our mind and then it goes to our body when we start to internalize it, make it lay allow it to lay with us in the bed, essentially.
Right.
Um, eat breakfast with us, go on vacation if we go, etc.
Bring it along.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think back to something you said. Are the channels blocked? Like we all have intuition.
Hmm.
Are the channels blocked?
Yes.
I feel like I could like drop mic right there, like because I too believe like we all have intuition, but I never heard anyone break it down to where it's like, but but can you trust what your intuition is telling you? Because the pathway is or is not clear.
Hmm.
And so with that being said, now I'm gonna ask you to go into your more further into your teaching bag and ask and answer for us like if someone's intuition or pathway is blocked, what's one thing that they could do to unblock it? Besides,
Nap.
you gave us slowing down. You
Take
did.
a nap. No, just
Oh,
kidding.
a nap. Okay. I love a nap. I used to buck the system about a nap, but now I love a nap.
No, really. Like I know I said slowing down, but sometimes just like literally like can you turn can like we have to let our phones charge, we have to let our computers charge. Can you let your body reboot? I used to have this thing where I'm like, I need 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Like just 6 minutes though. Like I just need to shut down for about 6 minutes and I'll be right back up.
Yeah.
But I need to listen to what my body is telling me. I need to check back in with my CEO,
Yeah.
and then I can keep going. Or maybe I might have to change the way I'm moving forward after those 6 minutes, right? But I have like 6 minute check-ins with myself,
Mm-hmm.
just so that I can see what's going on with me, right? Also, like, I mean, not to like um, plug myself or anything, but this is what the plug. But this is why I teach energy healing modalities, right? Because like I said before, we're all intuitive, especially women by nature. We're here to listen to source, to
Mm-hmm.
create from source, to be clear channels of the divine, right? To be these beautiful expressions, like you said, we're beauty beyond the mirror, these beautiful expressions of divinity, right? So I teach women how to listen to your body, how to transmute negativity in your body, how to dissolve trauma that is hiding in your body and preventing you from being able to hear your truth.
Mm.
Fear that's stagnating you from being the star that you are, right? Because we're all here to be stars. And so when I teach, I literally teach you how to check in with each one of your energy centers, how to identify when your intuition is speaking, when your fear is speaking, and when your trauma is speaking. What is it saying? Is it asking to be released? Has it protected you for a period of time and now it's like creating a prison for you?
Mm.
And you need to like bust those walls down, right? So you need to develop stronger boundaries because you are people pleasing, because you're so used to giving and supporting everyone that you just don't know how to support yourself in those same matters, right? So this is some of the things that I teach in Reiki school for people that are ready to use energy healing to heal themselves and to heal their families, right? And to heal their community. And then I also have a 12-week session where we use our body and ritual magic to unlock, to heal, to connect with our ancestors, to
Mm.
reprogram our subconscious, and so that we're able to be all that we're here to be. So, like I said, I'm a master metaphysician.
Yes.
We're using magic, we're using meditation, and we're using the laws of spirituality.
Mm. I love it. And are these available virtually as well as in person or just in person?
Absolutely, absolutely. The Lineage Code is my 12-week spiritual mentorship, and it is actually my first fully virtual offering. I thrive in intimacy with folks. Like I said, I call myself the soul space lover, and I love to be in intimate community um, with the people that I'm called to serve or that are called to work with me. And so I do a one-on-one spiritual mentorship. Um, Depending on the city that I'm in. I'm bi-coastal, Seattle and Atlanta right now. Um, but the Lineage Code is a 12-week virtual journey to self. It is a very somatic experience, meaning it's body forward. We work a lot with the body first before we get into any candle magic, any ritual magic, right? we're using the body as altar and using the body as pendulum, like I said first. I'm teaching women exactly how to listen to the body, how to slow down enough to hear what the body's saying, and guiding them and interpreting the messages that the body has.
I love that. That
It's
is so
juicy.
beautiful. It was really juicy, and yeah, I'm
Oh,
going.
yeah, we go through everything from erotic expression, because how many of us have literally cut ourselves off from our sensuality as a means of expressing our divinity, as a marker and a mode of spirituality. Like, we are divine creatresses, and when we're disconnected from the sensual side of ourselves,
Yeah.
I mean, we can create something, but like, I always say you can't create with a dry coochie.
You're right. Right. No,
I
seriously.
mean,
Yeah.
right? And so I really, really like to encourage women to get back into touch with themselves sensually, right? And that doesn't always mean sexually, but it means sensually.
Yes. Absolutely.
So we go through, we're connecting to the root, we're connecting to the erotic, we're
Yeah.
connecting to our clairvoyance, our claircognizance. We go through all the clairs.
Okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know, in February, our February episode was talking about like reclaiming your sensuality.
Mm-hmm.
And personally, that is something that I've always kind of struggled with.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that it's rooted in upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
As I spoke about in previous episodes, but to kind of quickly say here, I grew up very religious,
Yeah.
Pentecostal to Baptist, then to eventually non-denomination. But in every area of religion that we explored growing up, um,
Yeah.
my mother's main thing was, you better not have sex.
Girl, my parents called it a no touch.
What?
When I started doing my shadow work, I was like, no wonder why I'm disconnected from my yoni. I mean, we grew up calling it a no touch. I mean, you don't touch, they don't touch, nobody touch. Just no touch. No, it's called your no touch.
Yes, yes. I literally just had a conversation with my mom. This was a month ago. I called her and I was like, Mom, I just feel like you scarred me. And she was like, what did I do? Because we are like thick as thieves now. And she's
Okay.
like, everything that I tell her, I'm the middle child on her side, and I'm the oldest everything on my dad's side. For whatever reason, on my mom's side, everything that we journeyed through in the house, it stuck with me. My brother was too old to care. My sister was too young to notice, but it all stuck with me. So I called her and I'm like, Mom, I have something else to unpack with you from childhood. She's like, okay.
Now we're healing, like, here we go again.
Right.
What did I do to mess you up now?
Right. She was like, okay, Shakira, what today, girl? And I was like, I have a negative relationship with sex. And she's like, what? Girl, why? What did I say to you? And I told her what she said, and she starts laughing. And I'm like, this is not funny. She was like, girl, the veil was over my eyes. I didn't know. I know better now. But girl, you need to go and enjoy yourself, okay? Be safe, be smart, but you need to like explore, because sex is beautiful. You have to be, be cautious and conscious, but girl, sex, it's not evil. It's not evil, like,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, Ma, okay. And
Yeah.
then I'm like, whew, now the onus is on me. I already talked to her about it, so now it's on me. But it's like, even like kind of through college, like undergrad, I would have friends who were just so free.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be like, do you not care?
Right.
Do you not care? And they're like, you care too much. I'm like, but
They're like, what?
there has to be a happy medium here, though. Like, So now I'm in my late 30s, which is so wild to me. But in my late 30s, and I'm just like, it's time to find that happy medium, girl. Because,
Yeah.
To your point, I can feel, you feel the disconnection. You feel.
Absolutely.
And my line name is Chakra.
Okay.
Didn't understand it when it was given to me.
Eh.
Actually was a little annoyed because I was, y'all thought about this at all. Like, y'all didn't think about this. You just gave me a name that sounded like my real name, da 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 da. And then later, as I became more conscious, I'm like, oh my God. I'm texting my big sister, like, I'm so sorry I was mad about my name. I get it now.
I love it. I get it now.
Yes. And so I'm like, that's a chakra that deserves to be balanced. Like, you have to balance that chakra too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I have a personal story. And this is like butterflies. You guys are hearing this first, okay? I have never told this story publicly, but I feel like it applies, and it's a very vulnerable story. Um, okay. So when I was in my 20s, I kept getting I mean, it was reoccurring. I couldn't figure out why it kept reoccurring, right? I went to the emergency room one night, okay, because I was just like, what's going on? My periods were painful. So and then there was that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the stylists that I was working with at the time, she shared with me, I think it was Louis Hayes' book, like your body, you can heal your body or whatnot. And I was like, okay, let me figure out what's going on here, right? So I looked up, like, what is the metaphysical, spiritual meaning behind this? And what it came up with and what it told me was, like, you are suppressing yourself sexually. Now, I grew up Kojic. Both of my parents were pastors. My grandfather was a pastor. So we called it your no touch, right? So we called your yoni your no touch. So I definitely and I've always been sexually fluid. That's something about me that I've always been sexually fluid. But during that time in my 20s, I was really denying myself any type of sexual expression when it came to me being intimate with women at that time because of my upbringing. So she gives me the book, and so I'm like, okay, I'm repressing myself basically, and I need to explore my sexuality regardless of what anyone else has to say, right? So I had a little interest at that time. And so I told her about what was going on and why we couldn't be intimate. And guess who gave me the cure? That woman.
Wow.
Yes. So her mom had like an old wives' tale remedy, and she gave it to me. And that was the last time that I had any dealings with BB. And it was just like, when we're disconnected from the truth of who we are because of societal, familial, or environmental conditioning, we are literally causing dis-ease in our body, in our expression, in the way that we show up, right, in relationships or whatnot. So that was ultimately one of the first times where I was like, dang, our body really will tell us everything we need to know. And regardless of what parents are telling me, what the church is telling me, I just got healed from something that, okay, from something that was a thorn in my flesh. Okay. I was slowing me down. And so, yeah. And so, butterflies, you heard it here first. Your body is always whispering, and sometimes it has to get loud so that you can be like, hey, something is off here, something is foul here, okay, and we need to bring this back into balance. And so that brought me right on back into balance, sexually, emotionally, and physically, by listening to my body.
That's amazing. Like, there's something that I truly believe about conversation. Like, healing happens in conversation.
Absolutely.
Naturally, I'm a chatty patty. I love to talk. And I always would get like pop on the hand, like from a child. Straight A student, but always on my report card. Great student, but talkative. Like, even if they put me like with the nerdy group, I would be like, I'm gonna do my work first, and then I'm still gonna talk to these people because they're people. And now in my like older age, I sometimes still get popped because some people feel like I'm an oversharer. What they don't understand, though, is that I do use discernment before I open my mouth,
Mm-hmm.
as I'm opening my mouth. But I know the danger of suppression for me.
Yeah.
And so while I share experiences that may involve other people, I make sure that I tell my story, not theirs.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
Now, what's implied is that that's on their end, but I don't. I try to be really intentional about only sharing my truth.
Yeah.
But to your point about like suppression and
Mm-hmm.
just repressing ourselves from certain experiences and just different things, it can cause dis-ease. If y'all are not following along, butterflies, that is disease.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Within our bodies, especially as women. Um, I spent more than 3 years suppressing what I had to say,
Mm-hmm.
and I developed fibroids.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And ever since I started like being more intentional about my space,
Mm-hmm.
being open again with like what I have to
Mm-hmm.
say. I have like a morning, not routine, but just had a way of doing my mornings.
Mm-hmm. A
That
ritual.
a ritual. It is a ritual.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And
Yes.
I've shrunk those fibroids. Now they're not completely gone, but I've shrunk them. And so it's like really like understanding like the body as home.
Yeah.
It's like when you have something to say, at least for me, when I have my throat chakra locks up with
Yeah.
disobedience.
Yeah.
Like I will feel something intuitively to say to a stranger, and I'd be like, why? I'm not saying that. I'll never forget a couple of months ago, I was supposed to say something to my mom. And I was like, yeah, you got the wrong child. You better,
Like, no, I'm not doing it.
I'm not saying that to my mama. And literally, I got sick. I got a sore
Mm-hmm.
throat, and then I had the sinus congestion and all the things. And then we talked a couple of weeks after that, and she was like checking on me, and I was like, "Ma, I think I got sick because I was disobedient." She was like, "What you didn't tell me?" Because my mom knows my spiritual gifts.
Mm-hmm.
What you didn't tell me? And I told her. She started laughing. She was like, "Girl, you could have told me that." I was like, "That I didn't want to tell you."
Want to say it.
So, and literally like 3 days later, all of the symptoms were gone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we really have to be intentional about listening to our bodies. But to your initial point, if you're not still enough, you won't know the signs or the cues or the clues that your body needs.
Exactly. You don't think you have a cold
Mhm,
when it's a symptom, right?
mhm,
It's a symptom to something deeper. You might think that like you think that these physical dis-ease or physical sicknesses, everything has a spiritual root
mhm.
if we can slow down enough to listen and to hear it. And it
Absolutely.
doesn't mean we have to take on the lifestyle of a monk,
Yeah.
right? It's like you said, to your point, like we have to learn how to ritualize our lives. We have to make listening to our bodies lifestyle. It
Mhm,
cannot be something that is separate, like, oh, I do this and then. Like, no, this is a part of my life. I ritualize my life. Like you said, I have something that I'm able to implement into my schedule before I go out into corporate America. I
mhm.
have this 11 minutes that I take to tap in with my spiritual CEO before I go out and do the work that I'm here to do, right? And so it's finding what can be a lifestyle practice for you specifically that you can add to your life, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love so much that you honed in on like you specifically,
Mhm.
because what works for me, like I can tell you all day like what has worked for me, but it may not work for you. Like your
Right.
prescription is different.
Hmm.
And I'm intuitively like tapped in, guided, connected, etc. to where I can feel your energy, I can act spirit, I can do all the things on your behalf. However, what if you could do it for yourself? What if you just sat still enough to just listen to your body or try one thing at a time? Sometimes I notice, like, especially for myself, I will be like, oh, I'm super big on smells and like just energy, period.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got into energy work, I was like, oh, I need to clear my energy. So I'm gonna go get some sage, some Palo Santo sticks, and some incense. And I'm gonna get this singing bowl, and I'm gonna like make sure the windows are open, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna drink my tea, and I gotta make sure it's this kind of tea, and I'm just doing everything at one time to the point where I was overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Something clicked, like, girl, won't you do one thing at a time? Won't you just try one thing and
Okay.
see how that one thing feels?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you feel led to incorporate the other things,
Mm-hmm.
okay, one thing at a time after that.
Right.
But like everybody that you see, so me looking at you, right? I see you do different things, right? And it works for you. And I am inspired by it, and I'm like intrigued by it. And I'm like, how do I sign up for class too? But I also, what I don't know, because it's the danger of a single story, right? The single story is like the chapter that I walked in on.
Yeah.
Don't know is like maybe you had to do one thing at a time as well.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The whole reason why I got into energy healing was because I wanted to have a modality or a medium for helping to transmute the energy that wasn't me, right?
yeah,
I wanted to be the conduit and not the vessel, right? I didn't want to be burnt out from doing the work and not really knowing like what I'm doing, right? I know I'm transmuting these energy for folks, but like I'm burnt out at the end of the day. How can I do this so that I'm also recharged, right? So
yeah,
everything that I teach has been something that I have needed, that has been necessary for my spiritual growth. I always say dope souls need dope souls. And so each one teach one, right? So I'm a Capricorn too. So if I'm gonna take the class, I'm getting certified in the class.
yeah, yeah.
I'm an entrepreneur by nature as well. So like I'm not going to the class, I'm leaving with the certificate also, right?
Mhm.
So another thing that was really powerful in my spiritual growth was hypnotherapy and NLP. I'm Omo Batala. Omo Batalas are very wise, but we are also very heady. We will overthink a thing, okay? We will be perfectionists of a thing. And now a year has passed by and we still trying to perfect what Spirit already said just put out, okay? And so I could not shift that pattern for myself. I needed help. And that's where hypnotherapy and NLP came through. And those were game changers, okay, for me in the way that I was able to help clients, okay? I was able to help clients go back and heal childhood trauma through timeline therapy. I mean, anything that I am sharing is because it has helped me.
Yeah.
Now, because it's my specific path to have all of these modalities in my medicine bag, right? As a metaphysician or a spiritual doctor, everybody's time with me is going to be different because I'm going to pull from all of these different modalities and concoct a prescription that's going to be personal to you, right? So yeah, sis, you don't know what chapter, because the chapter that you met me in, I had just came out of being sat down, really. Okay, being sat down and pouring back into myself after years of frontline spiritual work and working with people, working with clients, working with groups, holding space for events. Like, Spirit was like, you the main event now.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
only ceremony you need to have is the one you having with yourself at this point in time, right? So I thought I was about to move to Atlanta and just get busy with all, I'm about to be doing the same thing I was doing on the West Coast. I'm just gonna ease right into it. Spirit was like, no, no. Your assignment now is you.
Yeah.
There's no water in Atlanta because you got to water yourself. Right. I come from the Bay Area in California. I lived in Tacoma, Washington, Seattle area, and it's nothing but surrounded by water. I got to Atlanta, there's no water. And I'm like, what? And Spirit just kept saying, because you have to learn to water yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You have to learn how to be the flow for yourself. Because so much of who I thought I was at the time was heavily tied to the way that I give and pour into others.
Mm.
So I got pulled back. And until I was able to fill my own cup up again and water myself, right? Then I was able to serve again with Goddess Movement.
Yeah.
And that's when you met me. I've been serving with Goddess Movement for about a year, but I had a good 2 years of where Spirit was like, learn how to receive.
Yeah.
Do you know how to receive? Because you're an excellent giver.
Yeah.
You will give, and so you ain't got nothing else to give, and that's where you at. So we're going to teach you how to receive. And it's uncomfortable because your body doesn't even know what it feels like to rest and receive, because you're so used to going and doing and giving and going and doing and fixing and pouring and sealing, just making
Mm-hmm.
everything else is good. My body was like, what? How? I need something to do. Legit. Yeah. So that's the season that you met me in, was learning how to receive.
That's so beautiful because, again, healing in conversation, right? Like, I think experiencing you at the retreat, I didn't know that. I would have never known that. No, shared, right? But there's so much healing in what you shared for me personally, because I think I'm coming very slowly. I might be a toenail out right of like my season of receiving, like
Mm-hmm.
being slowly released to like do things.
Mm-hmm.
My mother and I have our first mother-daughter experience in Columbia, South Carolina, May 16th.
Oh.
And it's something that was given to me years ago, like
Mm-hmm.
2017,
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't released to do it. I'm like, there's something, I don't know.
Yeah.
And since then, like our relationship has been great since then when it was given to me, but within myself, like my relationship with myself was like
Mm-hmm.
any place to be sitting and hosting a panel talking about this,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and so I had to be sat down. I had to be sat down, and I feel like I got thrown down, but but sometimes it takes that, especially for me, because I feel like sometimes I can be like Superwoman, like, oh yeah, I'm hurting, not anymore, but I'm hurting, but I can push through. But if I
Mm-hmm.
do hurt, if I see my sis hurt, oh no, baby, you gotta sit
You
down.
got to sit down, but you go like, oh no, one more. I can just do one more. I'll be fine.
And now I'm like, oh, work. I feel a little ache in my left arm. I'm not coming in. Like, can't do it. Prepare the others.
Yeah. Get somebody else to do it.
Yeah. I will not push through. I'm not doing that. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
that queen push through anymore. But to your point of like, sometimes you do have to just pull back
Yeah.
and remember it starts here. It all starts with self. But I think for me, getting back out there
Yeah.
after having been like with myself, because now I have this like I love my own company,
Mm-hmm.
my own energy. I don't have to like, you know, fight off whatever or whatever from the outside world. It's like, oh, it's just me. It's like, great. I love it here. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh God. But now I'm gonna have to go out there and get with the yuckies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what would you say, like to that point? Like, is it possible to feel at home in your body and still be healing at the same time?
I would say yes. I mean, we're always healing. We're not healed until we leave, right? Until we leave here. That's when we've experienced ultimate healing because we become back one with oneness.
Yeah.
So I would say absolutely, right? I would say sometimes we have the capacity to heal and to hold.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we have the capacity to heal and be at home.
Yes. Yes. I love that.
No,
Yeah.
um, the healer is always healing because we have the responsibility to do the work that may be intimidating or frightening to others. We have to continue to do the work. So I didn't think of myself as less of a healer, quote unquote, because I was not on the front lines and I was in a place where I was healing and at home, right? I still very much, that's healing through example at that point in time, right? That's showing that, hey, there are periods where you have to nurture yourself in order for you to be able to hold space for the community. And when you have poured into yourself enough, when you have got up under the rug a little bit more, when you have faced a couple few more shadows, well, now your light's turned up a little bit brighter. And so you can slide to the DR, you can slide to the DMV, you can go back out and continue to be healing and hold space, right? But like to bring it down to a practical level, like, I mean, how does your body respond when you get an email? How
Mm.
does your body respond like when you're in traffic? How does your body respond when you get a call from somebody that you're in community with, but you don't really mesh well with, right? And so it's just like, how do we kind of just track what happens in our body with those small things, right? That doesn't mean we're healing, right? We're healing our relationship to those, even those minuscule things, so that we can expand, right? Because if every time we get an email, a phone call, traffic is rattling our whole nervous system, are we ready for expansion? Are we ready to hold more? Are we ready to hold space for our sisters, for our community? Right? Things happen. Sometimes our body will give us an alert, an alarm that
Yeah.
tells us it's time for us to shut down or it's time for us to turn up.
Yeah.
Right? And so we just have to be in clear communication with our sacred CEO so
Yeah.
that we know when it's time to go.
I love that.
Yeah.
For people who are new to Reiki or meditation,
Mm-hmm.
how would you explain what it actually does in the body and for the body?
Oh, okay. So imagine that every time you say, I'm fine, what you're not fine with goes in your body and it finds a place to hide out. Imagine that every time that you bruise your knee or every time somebody says something to you that rubs you the wrong way, you just kind of swallow it. Imagine that it finds a little place to hide itself within your body. Reiki or any energy healing, even Kundalini energy healing, it is universal life force energy that is pure, that is on the highest frequency of healing, of love, of light, right? That is all knowing and ever present, right? It goes in to those places and it soothes the pain, it pulls out the stagnancy, it eases the tension that was created from the words that were spoken to you or the environment that was harsh to you, right? And it brings those things in balance. That's what it's like to be a receiver of Reiki or energy healing, right? It basically it soothes the spirits and the soul of a thing, right? I've had Reiki clients that have been living with pain that they thought was a part of their physical makeup until they experienced Reiki and then the pain was gone. And then I'm able to interpret the root of that pain emotionally, spiritually, right? And it lines up And they didn't realize that this emotional root or spiritual root was causing the pain that they thought was normal.
Yeah.
It's just so sad, like what happens to our bodies, right? How much our bodies hold what we're sometimes unwilling to acknowledge.
Mhm.
What we don't acknowledge, the body, like they say, the body keeps score, the body holds on to.
Mm.
And so with energy healing, the energy is transmuted now to work for you,
Yeah.
to bring your energy centers into balance, right? And to bring you more comfort, to live so you can live a pain-free life, so you can live a spiritually expansive life, so that you can also start to see the mysticism and the magic of life. It's not so much a mystery when you can actually see it in your body,
Yeah.
right? When you're able to realize that the motherhood wound is causing that hip pain. When you're able to, like you said, realize that not speaking your truth is causing you physical pain in your throat chakra. Now you got a cold, now you got a sinus problem, right? So, so if you've never received Reiki, it's for anybody and it's for everybody that's open enough to allow the healing to take place.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I want to say that at the retreat, um, we did I don't know what you call what is the name of the ceremony or the session that we did before? It was Kundalini?
When we did the like just the somatic session before the mushrooms,
Yes,
yes,
yes.
yes, it was just really a somatic check-in with our body where we were anchoring in, okay, our intentions for that retreat with touch.
Yes. And that I love that you said if you were open, right? Because excuse me, prior to I had shared with Imòòrè, I was like, I'm scared.
Mhm, mhm. You were scared.
And he's like, why are you scared? Tell me what's going on. And
Mhm.
it's so gentle and just so easy with me. And I expressed, like what my concerns were, and he was like, your concerns are valid, but I promise you, you're okay. You're in safe hands. I'm here with you. Others are here with you. We got you. But let me know if you feel anything. But this is just to help you to ensure like that you are at ease.
Yeah,
Like to keep you more at ease because we can. I know I could be in my head.
absolutely.
I could be thinking about all the reasons that I gave you of why this is a bad idea to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it blocks me from getting what I actually received. And
Mhm.
after doing it, not only was I fine, but like my world opened up
Open. Yes.
literally. And I left lighter,
Yeah.
freer, like more full even. So I want to encourage every single butterfly who is listening by way of podcast, who is watching this by way of YouTube. Energy work and ritual practices are not, there's nothing, negative or pessimistic, if you will, about it. As Imòòrè just shared, it is using the purest source
Mhm.
to help you embody and or come home to self, right?
Yes,
To
absolutely.
listen to yourself.
Hmm.
As women, I believe that we are the framework, we are the root, baby. We are the prototype, we are the everything.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't protect, embody, and or embrace all that is us. There's no way that we can, with integrity,
Mm.
fullness of what we were designed to do that and be that for other people. So this week, butterflies, your candid commitment is I will take time this upcoming week to do one thing to reclaim my body as my home. I'm going to say it one more time for those listening and not able to watch us. I will take time this week to do one thing to reclaim my body as my home.
Mm.
So I want to thank you, Imòòrè, so much for your time. I want you to tell the butterflies where to find you, what you have coming up, because there's something coming up in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Well, thank you, butterflies, for having me today. I really enjoyed this candid conversation with my sister Shakira. Thank you again for having me. Um, in Atlanta, June 19th through the 21st, we are hosting the Black Summer Solstice Retreat. It starts on Friday, June 19th. We are celebrating freedom and liberation, okay? It is 3 days. We have the pillar of freedom in finances, freedom in creative expression, erotic freedom, and spiritual freedom. Okay, that's all that we're celebrating. So we're going to be at the Black Heaven Retreat and Farm Grounds. It is a beautiful Black owned oasis. Okay, it is gorgeous. If you've never been glamping before, this is your opportunity to join us for glamping. Slow Drag is going to be hosting our Saturday night Barnyard Center style boogie because music is definitely the way that we all connect through our freedom. But on top of that, some of the ritual practices that we have talked about today, from an ancestor altar to smoke ceremonies, plant medicine ceremonies. There are going to be sensual ceremonies to get in touch with your body. There are a dynamic list of speakers and vendors. If you're in Atlanta and you would like to be a vendor, definitely contact me about that because we need more vendors for our Sunday Soul Shop. This is just a place for us to come together and to heal in harmony with the earth's vibrations. Okay, the summer solstice marks the longest day of the year and takes us into summer, which is our time to celebrate all the work that we've done throughout the fall, through the winter, and that's work that we've done for the companies that we work for, work that we've done in our family, and this inner work that we are committed to as women and as healers and intuitives. So that is June 19th through the 21st. I would love to see you there. The lineage code is my 12-week spiritual mentorship. More information for that is at my website, imòòrèayò.com. And you can find me on Instagram at the same Imòòrè Ayò at, and the Ritual Lounge as well.
Awesome. I'm super excited about the June event. I'm like, every time I see it, I'm like, can you go?
You should come. And we even have, like, if you just need to come and bring yourself, we have pre-packaged tents. So you just have to come. Your tent will be set, your bed will be inside, your portable shower will even be provided for you. Yes, it's going to be a lovely, lovely time. We start Friday night with a Friday night family fish fry and fire ceremony. Like, it's just going to be a good time. Day passes. If you can't stay for the full 3 days, you can grab a day pass. All of the workshops are on that Saturday. So if you want to come up Saturday, stay with us for the workshops and dance the night away with us that Saturday night. Maybe I'll convince you to stay for our garden breakfast Sunday morning, but there are day passes available.
I'm excited. Thank you so much for sharing. You heard it, butterflies. Make sure that you get in contact with Imòòrè for more information about the upcoming event. It's going to be amazing. As beautiful as you feel and hear and see her energy as, it is just as invigorating in person. I'm telling you. Um,
Likewise, sis.
so thank you.
Yes.
So make sure that you connect. All right. So if you could leave our butterflies with one thing from today's conversation, from today's chat, that you want them to not forget, what's one thing that you would leave them with?
Your body is your pendulum. Your body is your first altar. The devotion and the care and the intention that you have and that you set with yourself is what's going to carry you throughout your journey. So, I know I've said it once and I'll say it again. Slow down, so that you can listen to your inner spirit and what she has to say. And if it doesn't have to be woo-woo, like I said, check in the way that you respond to the small things, to the emails, to the phone calls, to the traffic, to the loud noise. Just start to check in with yourself and start to take notice and become a witness to yourself. To yourself. There's nothing that you can't transmute. There's nothing that you can't overcome. So, when your body is speaking through disease, through discomfort, through pain, through sadness, give it the space that it deserves. Don't just gloss it over, but listen to what's underneath. And if you trust me, I'd love to help you out with that.
I love it. Thank you so much. Butterflies, thank you so much for being with us on this beautiful Saturday. Remember, you are yours before you are anybody else's. You are infinitely loved, you are abundantly blessed, and you are heavily protected, baby. And you are so worthy of every dream, goal, hope, and desire that you have on the inside of you so much as you believe. Go do something for yourself and tune in next month for season 3, episode 5. Until next time, bye. As mentioned in the episode, on May 16th in Columbia, South Carolina, my mother and I will be hosting our very first mother and daughter experience. Get your tickets today while they last, as there are very limited spaces available for this sacred event at Eventbrite, as well as the link in the caption below and in our bio. If you haven't already purchased your copy of our Hope Emotional Wellness Workbook, make sure that you do so today at www.thebeautybeyondthemirror.org. Follow us on all of our social media platforms at The Beauty Beyond the Mirror, and make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell so that you never miss when we post another video. If you're listening via Spotify or Apple, make sure that you add us so that you can be in the room next month. Have a great one.